Belton Honey Path High School will celebrate its 50th anniversary in 2016. Over this 50-year history, BHP has celebrated 16 state championship victories. All of these championship teams had many things in common.
You got to have a lot of factors go into winning the state championship. It's just not always about talent. It's about, believing in each other and pulling for each other and, helping your brother when he's down, picking him up.
We weren't necessarily the best wrestlers in the state, but we wrestled for one another. We wrestled like a team. We wrestled like a family, and that's what brought us together to win the state championship as a team.
Just a lot of hard work. We had great coaching, but we had a group of guys that was extremely hardworking and close-knit and bonded well together.
There's some things to go into winning a championship that you don't write down on paper, that's kind of in here. And these guys had it. I think playing for each other and believing in each other and, not worrying about who gets the credit or the glory for it.
I tell you, we probably worked as hard as any athletic team that I've ever been around. We were in real good shape. We drilled and we practiced long hours.
You have great leadership and you have hardworking kids that buy into your program and what you're trying to do, you're going to have a special team. And we had a group of good wrestlers, but as a group, they made each other great. And they worked hard every day in that room to get better. And that's what really makes a championship team, that they can bond together as a team and work hard on a daily basis for one common goal, to win a championship.
They just practice. If you practice the way you want to play, then when you get down to crunch time or when you get to that level or the finals or anything of that nature, then your practice will help you out.
Also, it's practice and determination and dedication causes you to help when you win.
Really hard work in practice. That was the main thing. We just knew there was a lot on the line. We didn't know if we'd ever get a chance to do it again, so everybody really just stepped it up and put their heart and soul into it.
Players and coaches recalled the moment they realized their team had a chance to go all the way.
I think that when Matthew came onto the team and took my spot, and I hated losing that spot, but I knew it made the team a lot better when he came in that number 5 spot, and I think that really helped push the team ahead.
Yeah, I would say it's just when we finally just came together as a team like that, when you've got teammates like what Alan just said, when he's willing to give up his spot for somebody else because he knows it's what's best for the team, that's what makes you a state championship team.
Some of those last minutes of that final match, knowing, man, we're going to win.
When we beat Daniel High School, they were kind of our nemesis or arch rival, I guess. So
it basically came down to a matter of about 2 points. So it's about as close as it can get.
The pivotal moment was at Pickens when we were down, and we overcame that. We overcame that adversity, and I think that adversity was really the pivotal point where I was like, guys, we really could do this thing,
Each team followed their own routines before playing the state championship game or match.
That was the one game in my whole career of ever playing football. I can honestly say I wasn't nervous. We couldn't prepare anymore. We couldn't. There's nothing more we could learn for that game. That game. You play all 14 games to get to that 15th game to just play football, and just to be able to know this guy beside you is going to do what they're supposed to do. Your coach is going to do what he's supposed to do. Just knowing you have the ability to do that, it's just phenomenal.
As soon as they walked in the gym, they had stone faces. They were dead serious, and so were we. We were getting ready to go to war. We were getting ready to have a battle.
Winning a state title is a phenomenal feeling.
And Kyle solidified the win for us when he pinned his wrestler. His mother came running out on the mat, which is illegal. You're not supposed to. His mother came running out on the mat with her hands raised, screaming and hollering, and the ref had this perplexed look on his face like, what is this woman doing, And he started blowing his whistle, separating her. All she wanted to do was hug her son.
We won doubles and singles that day, and so it was just so cool. And then, having family down there to watch us and all that was really cool.
And just them not coming up short. Them calling out Belton Honeypath High School the state champions in front of that whole big stadium, and they get to walk up and grab that trophy, and they get to jog around that track, that victory lap. You ever seen somebody do a victory lap, and they get to hold up that trophy? That's just it's very rewarding as a coach to see.
I mean, it was special. And like Coach said, when you win a championship, we were not selfish, like Joey said. We're all still friends today. Those are the times that you remember.
When we won the last point, I can just picture where they were playing 2 courts over, and we were all on this side on the fence. Everybody's right at the edge watching them play. And as soon as they won, all of us, all the teammates rushed the court, and there were these picnic tables. So we all have to climb over them. So of course, being high school kids that just won state, we're jumping off of them over and grabbing our teammates and hugging and throwing people around.
Ours is just a celebration and all coming together at the very end. Running everybody out on the court and being excited and celebrating together.
When you win it all and you get to do that dog pile at the end, that's really special because you only get to do that, once in a season.
A winning team requires a supportive community.
That's how I played. I love the crowd. I love the community. Coach Williams can attest to that. Brandon can attest to that. I love the crowd. That was my energy. I played for the community. I know they wanted it just as much as we wanted it, and that was the motivating factor for me. So they played a tremendous role in our success.
The state championship game played at Williams-Brice in Columbia, Carolina Stadium. Our side was packed. I mean, it was packed with Bear fans. And when we came out on the field and to see that, I still almost get cold chills just thinking about it, but it was really neat. And
almost the entirety of Belton Honeypath was up in the stands. You couldn't walk up and down the gym without seeing someone from your hometown. When we won state, we got on the bus and we were riding through Honeypath and saw police cars giving us escorts down Belton Honeypath Highway, and we pulled up and everyone was outside of the school doors. I mean, there's no better feeling than that, to have your community support you like that.
We always had a great support. The wrestling parents and the fans were probably, to me, the most dedicated that we had at BHP. I can remember going in that little old van all over the state and have lines of cars following us.
Yeah, when we wrestled Eastside that year, it was Upper State Finals. It was probably the loudest gym I've ever heard. The chairs were shaking, it was so loud. We had both bleachers pulled out, and then plus people standing in line the walls.
The town courts, so the community having those courts and making them available for us to play on was a huge support, because BHP only had 2 courts, I believe, 2 or 3 courts at that period of time, and they were kind of in disrepair. So having these nice courts and facilities to play on was certainly a huge support.
And people would stop and talk and cheer us on.
People always came out and watched tennis.
Track meets, the coaches themselves have to run the meets, which makes it hard on the coaches. But what we did at BHP is we asked our parents to come and support and help, and we had tremendous support. We had finish line recorders, we had timers, we had field judges, we had scorekeepers, we had all kind of parents helping do that. We had them bring meals. It was amazing some of the things that they would do to help out.
The community was awesome. Our home games were just packed out.
Yeah. You couldn't see a stitch of grass anywhere except behind the fence in the outfield.
Yeah.
And there was people parked out there.
And when we went on the road, we carried a great crowd also. So we try to, as an athletic department, try to get our all of our state champions rings, and our booster club and community helps to buy them.
I think this community is unique in the fact that they always come out and they always support, because, and it might be because it's filled with old athletes that want to be there and want to continue to do that. And man, they just, this community just surrounds whatever athletic team is playing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be girls volleyball to, basketball to baseball and football. I mean, this is a sports-driven community, and I feel like that man, with the support that the community gives, it's just phenomenal. You don't have that everywhere, you know.
You don't.
So this is a very unique town and place to live.
The Belton Honey Path community is especially proud of its high school statewide athletic accomplishments.
Winning is just not something that happens by accident. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment, and then you got to have faith too. I think faith is very important.